You see, what we cannot miss as we study this morning, what we cannot miss is that this gracious, hope-filled, life-giving call of God that was extended to Abram at Haran is spoken to us as well in the person and the work of Jesus. You see, like Abram, we are spiritually dead-ended. Without Jesus, our souls are barren and we are hopelessly enslaved to sin. There is no way out. There is no way forward. Ephesians 2 says that while we are physically alive, we are spiritually dead. Like Abraham, we bring nothing to the table. Our name is not great. Our works are not renowned. You and I, we are not impressive. And so like it was for Abram, the life-giving call of God that is offered to you and I in the person and the work of Jesus is founded on unmerited grace. But like Abram, we must respond in a total surrender if we want to receive it. You see, the gospel of Jesus requires a complete surrender. He writes this, Jesus speaks in Matthew chapter 10. He says, whoever loves their father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever loves their son or their daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever does not take up the cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Those who find their life will lose it, and those who lose their life for my sake will find it. You see, what Jesus is calling for is a total surrender. It requires that we lay down our dependence and our worship of anything other than him. It requires that we lay down at his feet all the other places that we look to for safety and security and meaning and identity and purpose in our life. We say, Jesus, what we really need is you. What our hearts long for is you. The identity that we live for, that we are seeking to find meaning and purpose in, we only find it in you. You say, Jesus, you can have everything, my life, my career, my relationships, my kids, my family. We say, Jesus, you can have everything. And you need to hear this. God is asking you in the cross of Christ, he is asking for total surrender. What he will not accept is an asterisk at the end. And like it was for Abraham, the life-giving call of God for us is not just to receive the blessings of God, but it is to be the blessing of God. Not just to enjoy right relationship with God and all that the blessings that entails and comes with, but to be a blessing to others by pointing them to the ultimate blessing of Christ in the gospel. You see, you need to hear this. The blessing that you and I are called to be is not this drive-by acts of kindness that many Christians think the mission is. It's not a one-week missions trip to North Carolina to build a shed. It is not to feed all of the orphans and to home all of the homeless. Those things are not bad things. In fact, they are life-giving things. They feel good. And the reason that they feel good is because what we're doing is we're honoring the image of God in others. And that's just the default way that we are wired. You see, it is good that we pursue those things. It is good that we work towards justice and we care for the poor in our world and the hurting. It is important that we do those things. But you need to hear this. You see, we are not going to overcome those things in ourselves. You and I, we are not the hope of this world. Jesus is the hope of this world. What we have to offer is not our fixes. The only thing of life that we really have to offer is him. You see, Jesus is our hope, and our hope is in him. And the world's hope isn't us. The world's hope is Jesus. And so the only way for us to be a blessing is if we ultimately point our lives and point our works and point our identities to the person and the work of Jesus.